Well, as I say, are we live? Oh, we've got 40 subscribers, look at that. We've got 40 subs.
We are live.
Are we?
Yep. I just got the notification.
Oh, lovely. If I put myself on mute, I have. Here we go. And I will copy it onto the FTR page. And then we should be good to go. Right, here we go. Well then, here we are. Hello everybody, welcome to the FTR BTCC Blueprints with STDash84's design. The season 14, the finale, coming to you live at Brands Hatch Grand Prix. I am Sean. Joining me is the, I should say, outgoing champion now, Liam McEwen. How are you tonight then, Liam?
I'm good. My last about hour and a half or so as reigning champion, so see who takes over. It's very close between Clements and Edwards, and also very close between their teams and the teams championships. Two things to keep an eye on there. Indeed,
yeah. We'll quickly go through the points because we've got about 3 minutes to go until the qualifying session will start. So the championship as it stands for the finale, there is 1 point, as I said last week, 1 point separating Lewis Edwards to Chris Clements. Then there's a big gap though towards Ethan Graham. That's Edwards' teammate in third place on 188. Adam Piper, Clements' teammate, on 180. Heron on 167. Rob Schauler on 162. And McIntosh on 164. Technically, we've still got 7. Edwards. Oh, had a bit of an off there. So technically, there are 7 drivers that can mathematically still win the championship. Although McIntosh, Heron, and Schauler just need a massive miracle, though, for that to happen. No disrespect to the other guys, but Sharp, Gnu, Clifford, Nashall, Welsh, Smith and Wiesenborg, who I don't think is racing tonight, so yeah, we'll see how they're getting on. Anyway, for the team's championship, it is still very close in that there. Sisley Motorsport leads on 402, Team BMW on 393, only 9 points separating the two BMW teams. Then Accelerate on 323, MB Motorsports 288, Laser Tools 213, Team Hard 202, and the only Power Max of Peter James Smith on 120. So here we go, then the finale then at the Brands Hatch, the Grand Prix circuit. It is pretty much between Edwards to Clements. And you have to feel their teammate has to be a big, their teammates have to play a huge part on the outcome of this championship. What do you think?
Yeah, it's gonna be, because I mean those four, the 4 of them are all teammates with each other. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The 4 are teams, and yeah, they're all the top 4 in the championships. They're the ones going to be at the front of the grid, of course, pending on tyres and stuff. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, Graham and Piper will probably feel they have an outside chance. That's probably at best. So how much will Graham try and help Edwards? How much will Piper try and help Clements? You'd think Graham would be the more willing participant. Mm-hmm. But maybe Adam realises he's, needs a bit of a miracle. Maybe he will actually help Clements for once, because he hasn't been a very willing participant in the last few weeks.
No, and I was going to say, in regards to Edwards and Clements' teammates, they both got their attributes, but they both do have their weaknesses. And you look at Ethan, his attribute is definitely being a team player to Lewis, but his weakness is, we see that at the Red Bull Ring, he does tend to make a mistake here and there, whereas Piper, his attributes is, he will defend his position for his life, I mean, you have to earn the overtake to pass Adam. He's a very good defender. He does race you hard, but obviously his downside is he's not a team player. We saw that at the Red Bull Ring 2 weeks ago when he won the race and Clements finished in second place. But if they would have been roles reversed, then Clements would have come into this championship a point ahead instead of a point behind. So it's definitely all to play for. In terms of the tyre comparisons as well, both Clements and Edwards are going to be using the medium tyres in the third race, the reverse grid race. So it is just pretty much a straight up shootout between Edwards and Clements, and they're hoping that Piper can help out Clements and Graham. Well, we know Graham can help out Edwards, that's for sure. But it's going to be absolutely thrilling because there's only 1 point separating the two. It's, you know, strap yourself in because I'm sitting on the edge of my wooden seat and I'm getting splinters up my arse. I'm telling you right now. Get the popcorn because this is going to be like 1 hour and 15 minutes of just intense racing. Because there's a lot of pressure on the line here. Edwards is going for his third title. Clements is going for his first. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on Clements on this. You know, Edwards has been there. He's done it. He's got the T-shirt. But for Clements, you also look back to last season too, because he was fighting for second place in the Drivers' Championship, and he came into this championship, into this round, and he really faltered really badly. I was looking back at it and I hope that's not going to play on the mind of what happened to him last season. He wants to get that out of his mind. What do you think?
I think it'll be past him. Of course, he's going to have had a lot less practice than Edwards. Crest comes back at. He comes back from work and pretty much jumps straight into his rig, so he gets about 10-15 minutes, but he's only 2/10 off Edwards, so he's up to speed relatively quick. But yeah, so Edwards has done it, so. Of course, Edwards has been in this situation and also bottled championships before. I think it was season 4 or season 5 or something. He came into this one in the lead, and he had crashes, he spun. So they've got history of sort of throwing away potential results. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays on the mentally.
And I don't know if I heard this also correct from what I remember last week, is that coming up for next season, season 15, we're going to be using the 2006 cars, but also there is going to be no BMWs. Am I correct, or am I right
you
in saying
are correct. The BMW is going to be replaced by the Hyundai, because basically the BMW is a trouble child to get the balance of performance right, because everything else that makes different cars slower will somehow make the BMW quicker. You give it more weight, it will somehow go faster, so it's just going to be replaced for the sake of the championship.
Right, so out the cars go then. Leading the way is Liam New, followed by, that would be Ethan, and then you got Edwards. So you got the two teammates, the two Sisley boys there, going to work together. And like I says, that's the teamwork that Ethan will provide. He's going to, you know, even though he is still mathematically in the hunt to win the championship, he can still sacrifice that and try and help his teammate get up there. Now, one thing I also noticed there all throughout the season is talk about pole positions. Is Edwards just sliding his way through 30s. I've always said that whoever gets on the pole position gets a bonus point. Well, I've only just been found out not too long ago is that Adam, the stupid idiot, hasn't counted the points for pole position. So yeah, that's out the window. Even though Edwards has got 2 pole positions, Clements hasn't even got any. Shaul and McIntosh ahead and have all got 1 each. So no championship bonus point for pole position this season, I've been told earlier, like 5 minutes ago. It's so obviously no, like I said, still championship points, and there I can see there too that the 2 team BMW cars are working together. The only problem is that they've got McIntosh just ahead. Now he's just gone onto a wheel, hasn't he, Xavier McIntosh? He's using the wheel.
Yeah, he's been using it for a couple of rounds now. I can't remember if he was using it at the Red Bull Ring when he got his wins, but yeah, he's adapting to the wheel. He's doing quite well. It's not quite at the level he would be on pad, I'd say, but yeah, on a wheel.
Yeah, so we're going to be keeping an eye out a lot on Edwards and Clements here. I mean, no disrespect to the other racers, but you know, this is, I don't think there's been a championship as close as this 1 point going in. I mean, obviously last season Liam romped away with like a 700-point lead and winning 22 out of the 15 races. So you know, I mean, I don't think there's been a championship as close as this all throughout your career in this. Has there been like level on points on the last round?
Oh, I can't remember, honestly. I only sort of remember the ones I've been in. I know season 8, I think I had like a 7-point lead when I came into the final round.
Oh, but, yeah.
Honestly, other than my title winning seasons, I cannot really remember what the points gap have been.
And I can still remember that second race. You actually put out your champion's car when you didn't mathematically win it yet. But you did it after the second race. It would have been awful silly if you would have lost it then. you remember what was the final round that season? I'm trying to think back at what it was.
That was the Suzuka short circuit.
That's right, yeah, Suzuka. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, we're looking at Shaula driving for Accelerate. As the times are now setting in, 27.6 then from Ethan. Edwards goes a 26.7, which was a quarter of a second what he did fastest in practice. More times coming in. Clements has a 27.4. That puts him into second place. So, as expected, the two championship contenders, first and second. As we're looking then at Shaula, just now into 11th place there. Shaula, very unlucky at Autopolis back in the second round of the championship. Could have had 2 wins there, but kind of lost it, unfortunately. In fact, it's down to last place there. We only got 13 people. Like I says, Jeffrey Wiesenborg is not racing, so there's only one PowerMax team in Peter James Smith, and he seems to be running quite decent, actually. There he is, 7th place there for the only PowerMax car out there. Adam Piper 5th, Xavier is 4th, and you've got Graham, Clements and Edwards 3rd, 2nd and 1st. Leon Welsh with a good lap time in 6th position, the Laser Tools Mazda. Good effort from him. Also on the medium tyres and all, which is obviously, he made a bit of an oopsie last week because he had 2 sets of mediums a week ago, but didn't use a set of mediums in the first race, which he was supposed to.
That was down to Adam.
Yeah, again, down to Adam, not telling anyone. In fact, Piper's actually sort of slowing down a bit. Now then, let's see what Edwards can do. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. That's actually quite scary to think that he's nearly 6.5 tenths quicker than Clements. That seems quite ominous there, really. More times improving. As Shaula now goes up to 2nd place. Shaula in the 2nd place, and he's upset the championship party with that time. So Clements is down to 3rd. Graham in 4th. Luke Clifford has got his MB Motorsports car in 5th position, just passes Conor Head at Druids. More times coming in. There's Sharp doing a 28.8. Piper down in 8th place. His teammate wants to be up as high as 8th, that's for sure. Making his way in towards 30. So he's 2 tenths down, so it looks like he's not going to improve. Although saying that, he is on those medium tyres, so he is getting out of the way. Has anyone else have also finished their times? It looks like 2 people have. As Edwards has gone into the pits. I'm trying to think who was the first one to stop on the line. It could have been, actually. Okay, so it is Nashel, the winner from the last race at the Nürburgring, the debutant, 12th fastest for him, as well as his teammate Liam New, 13th. So Team Hard going from sheer elation to disappointment, having their cars 2nd and last, as Ethan improves up to 2nd, so it'll be a Sisley 1-2 unless Clements does something about it. He's in 4th place, he goes 3rd, but only 12 thousandths slower than Ethan, so it's a Sisley 1-2, and that is vital in terms of the championship already, because Edwards can drive away and Ethan can hold off Chris. But you know, if I was Chris, he's got to get by Graham in a hurry.
Yeah, that's got to be his main target off the line. Try and jump Graham, and then there's nothing between you and your rival.
As we've got 0 seconds on the clock, everyone is finished. The qualifying has ended, so Edwards by half a second there over his teammate Clements in 3rd, and Shaula will settle for 4th position. So here we go then, the first race of the finale, race 16 out of 18, and the starting grid looks like this. It's a Sisley 1-2, followed by Clements, Shaula, Clifford, McIntosh, Peter James Smith, Piper, Welsh, Heron, Sharp, Nashel and New. That is the lot. 12 laps around the GP circuit, and like you says, it's a must. You know, Clements has got to have the start of dreams if he wants to get ahead of Graham. But when he does have the inside going into his paddock hill, as the engine looks rise, and then off they go. Good start there for Edwards, off the line pretty well. Not a good start for Clements as the field go down into its paddock hill for the first time. Edwards leads the way, followed by Graham. Oh, single file there. Liam Walsh gone absolutely way wide there around the at Paddock Hill, and now Clements again. He's got to find a way by. Contact at the middle of the pack there. That is Piper trying to force his way through the middle of McIntosh, and I think that was one of the MB Motorsports cars. No, sorry, it was Peter James Smith. He was trying to stick it. No, it was Clifford. My apologies. So looks like a decent start there to Piper. Gained the spot on those medium tyres, and he's trying to have a look on the inside of McIntosh through Surtees. Has he got it done there? Nearly puts McIntosh on the grass there on the exit. Now down towards Pilgrim's Drop and into Hawthorne Hill they go for the first time, but it is still Edwards with the lead, Graham second and Clements in third. That's not what Clements needed. He needed a good start and he didn't get it.
No, but at least he didn't go backwards. He's held station, and like I say, Graham somewhat prone to mistakes, so he might try and hold on for one of those, but ideally he needs to get past pretty soon.
And that was one of the places that drivers will make a big mistake there on the exit of Sheen there, because of the grass. It will spin you around. It will cut across back on track onto the other side of the track. Meanwhile, McIntosh all over the back of Piper as we ride on board, making their way through clearways and on to Clark Gav. He's got an overlap on Piper this time. McIntosh on the soft tyres versus Piper on the mediums, and this should be a relatively easy pass there for McIntosh. So he's back up into sixth position. And there is Peter James Smith, followed by Connor Heron, who has been really impressive this season. Got his first win at St. Croix, and he could actually have a shot to finish third in the championship. It will be his best championship by far in his BTCC career.
Yeah, he's taken those front wheel drives and absolutely run with it. He's on the medium tyre, so he'll be looking at Piper as a genuine rival. Piper surrounded by cars with super soft tyres, so if Adam wants to look at his race as a whole, he probably shouldn't be fighting the super soft tyre people.
Bit like inter-team battle going on for 10th place then. The Laser Tools versus Team Hard, with Welsh in 10th, Liam Newman 11th, Nashville 12th, Sharp down in 13th. And looks like Connor Heddon's having a look on the inside of Peter James Smith, and that's another position gain. So Connor up to 8th, although Smith is wanting that 8th spot back, and it looks like he will, going into Sheen. Nearly side by side through there. Careful not to go in the grass there, which Piper just about did and held on. Although Nashos just went further into the grass and has kept it on the track. Didn't spin the car, but he's down into last spot. Meanwhile, it looks like Schauler has gone up into 3rd place. So Clements is down to 4th place. Not what Clements wants.
No, an extra car heading out, and by the time he fights and gets past Schauler, you think even Graham will have sort of buggered off and got a bit of a gap unless Schauler can hold on, but these two have a bit of a rivalry, so it might get heated.
Oh, and Clements is back through at Druids, and he slams the door in Schauler's face. So that's 3rd place back now for Clements. Now he's got to catch up with Graham, and nearly Clifford gets into the back of Schauler, into Graham Hill. 6th is still McIntosh, 7th is Piper, Peter James Smith still in 8th, Connor Head in 9th, and then it's the Laser Tools of Welsh, New, Sharp and Roy Nashel. And there you can see Edwards there. More crucially, he's got the fast lap of the race. That's another championship point there. You can see Clements there trying to defend his 3rd place from Schauler. As you said, there's been a bit of a rivalry between these two. They have made out contact around here in previous seasons. But, I'm hoping for Schauler's sake he'll be a little bit more respectful for Clements, because there's a championship riding on this. Oh, careful.
Yeah, the people who aren't involved in the championship fight will just be thinking for themselves today. Some of them might have some respect for it, some will just not care and will want the best results for themselves.
No, yeah, that's for sure. But Schauler, yeah, Clements using all of the track on the exit of Clark Curve, and then onto the Brabham Straight to start lap 4 out of 12. It is still Edwards with the lead, Graham 2nd, Clements in 3rd, and Schauler, the best placed non-BMW racer, in 4th. It's pretty much been dominated by BMW wins. How many wins have they had? Edwards has got 4. Clements has had a win. Graham and Piper have got... well, Graham's got 2, I think. No, Graham's got 1. And Piper's got 2. So, do the maths. That's about 8 wins out of the 15. So, pretty dominant. That's why the BMWs have been taken away for season 15. Now, it looks like Clements has got a little bit of breathing space away from Clements. Although saying that, just gets a little bit on the gravel. So did Schauler. But Clifford in 5th place has dropped back a bit. Meanwhile, Piper...
Anything,
oh, sorry, go on.
so if anything, it looks like Clements is slowly starting to actually edge up onto the back of Graham. He's down to 4 tenths.
We're just seeing there that Piper just holding on to 7th place away from Peter James Smith. Peter never really, his debut wasn't really the best shining then. Kamikaze into McIntosh last week in his debut race, and yeah, McIntosh was not too happy about it, but looks like Peter's got a run on Piper into Clark Kevin. Piper saying, no you don't, you're not getting by me like that.
Now, Smith on the super soft tyres, so he'll have a grip advantage. It's just where can he use it?
Right, let's have a look then at this battle now. It looks like Edwards is shooting off just a bit into the distance. Graham in second, doing the team roll. And then Clements in third, starting to pull away from Showler in fourth. And then Clifford is just there in 5th place. More than anything, I think McIntosh is starting to get something going. He's pulled away from that battle with Piper and Smith. And he's starting to close up on Clifford for 5th place. So Team Accelerate, sitting third in the team's championship, can pretty much solidify it if they have a good performance here tonight.
Yeah, it's not the win, but you always want to do as good as you can, and I think third will be about where they would have expected, really.
They were runner-ups last season, losing it to MG.
Oh,
I think they were, yeah, they were runner-up. No, sorry, it was VX Racing. VX Racing won the team's championship last season, and yeah, it was the Petrolis team that was second last season with McIntosh and Showler in the old Proton.
Course,
yeah. So they're going to be down a spot, but it's still a fairly good effort though for that team. Meanwhile, Peter James Smith has finally got by Piper, so that's a position change. And further back there is Connor Heron. He's catching up now to Piper, followed by Welsh, New, and then at the back of the pack there is Sharp. Sharp actually getting closer now to Liam New. It's right on board then with Sharp, first time winner this season. Just giving, you know, breaking a bit early into Paddock Hill, trying to get a run off the corner. Different line that from Sharp. What do you think of Ash this season? You know, your former teammate of so many seasons. What do you think he's done? How do you think he's done?
I don't think he'll be as happy as he was last season. He's been sort of very up and down last season. He was of course, he's had the highs of the wins, but then he's been sort of the lows of times like last week where he just wasn't happy and stuff. But I think as a whole he'll be happy if he can be sort of consistently more towards his high of this season. I think he can definitely cause some upsets. He was about 5th in the championship after the first few rounds.
Yeah, it was, yeah, pretty much, yeah. And looked threatening to get more podium finishes, but with the big buff that the Mazdas had done, he wasn't too very happy about it, as well as the other Mazda drivers out there. But you know, he had to take on the chin. As meanwhile, still looking at the battle for 2nd place, and Ethan's still doing the team roll. Clements in 3rd. They're both using the super soft. So well, it looks like there was a bit of a mistake there for Graham, and now Clements is caught up now. A little sideways through Druids. Now he's got to find a, you know, as the legend Muddy Walker says, catching is one thing, getting by is quite another. But this track being quite narrow, there's not really a lot of overtaking opportunities there. Druids, Paddock Hill possibly. I don't know where else, really.
If you're really brave, somewhere like Westfield or Dingledale, corners like that, if you've got like a really good run on someone, it's possible, but yeah, your best places are either turn 1, turn 2, places like that.
So we're into the second half of the first race there. Edwards leads his teammate 2nd, Clements in 3rd, Showler 4th, Clifford 5th, McIntosh in 6th, Peter James Smith in 7th, Piper is in 8th, round 9th place is still Connor Heron, Leon Welsh is 10th, Liam New in 11th, followed by Ash Sharp, I think that is in 12th. Oh no, it's now Nashel. Sharp is down to last place now. So, like I said, there's only 13 drivers racing in this. And they're making their way towards Westfield there. Go Sharp, trying to catch up to... Oh, Oh yeah, he does, and now Clements goes to the outside onto the Brabham Straight. He's got to overtake Ethan in a hurry because he doesn't want Schauler to get back into this battle for second spot. And Ethan just barely holds on, but he's trying to force on the inside there, Clements. That was a brave move. He was fully committed, really late into the brakes, and up into second place goes Clements, and he needed to do that, fully committed, and it paid off.
Yeah, that all stemmed from the last turn. Graham made a mistake going in. I think he sort of took too much on the inside and sort of just pushed him wide out of the corner. And then from there all the way down towards Druids, he's managed to get it done and up to P2, which is pretty crucial because he'll now start alongside Edwards on the front row for race 2 if he holds it.
The championship will stand as it is, including with the bonus point that Edwards will have. He will be on 235. Clements will be on 230, so there'll be only 5 points in it when the penultimate race will go on. But that must be absolute crucial there for Clements. Getting by Ethan. Ethan made a mistake, and it's like I says there, his weakness has been making mistakes, and it was just another example of doing it. Looks like he nearly did another one there out of Sterling's. And now Schauler's going to catch up to him too. The accelerated motorsport car, there he is, just going short now camera. And he wants to probably sniff a podium out of this too.
Yeah, important as well, because Ethan's going to be on the super softs again, so if he didn't get by, it was going to be another hard fight and another potential team game.
Oh, is Ethan on... Oh yeah, Ethan's on the mediums on race 3 too. More crucially though, is Adam's got his medium tyres out the way for race 1, which means he's going to go into super softs the rest of the way during this outing. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the championship will look for them. I mean, I wouldn't say that Ethan and Piper are championship contenders, but they can fight for third in the drivers' championship though. And look at Schauler. Schauler's getting a run now. Down the hill they go now in towards Hawthorne Bend. 1 lap 9 out of 12, so about 3.5 laps to go. And Schauler wants the podium finish here. Using all of the curb there at Westfield, now up in towards Dingledale, into Sheen. The blind right-hander, use every bit of the corner there. Do not stick a couple of wheels on the grass because you will spin the car. Into Sterling's they go. Now to another short straightaway underneath the Advent Bridge into Clearways, turn 9 onto Clark Curve, and then on the Blackburn Street to start another lap there. Ethan fully sideways there, oversteering the last corner.
Yeah, he's somehow got a good run out of it though, so it hasn't affected his overall momentum, so maybe that's a mistake, maybe that's how he's doing it, we don't know.
3 more laps to go. Edwards is still leading. 5 seconds he has over Clements. It looks like Clements is just going to have to hold on for second place here, barring if he doesn't make a mistake, which I hope he doesn't, because we want to see this go right down to the end. Ethan still in 3rd, Schauler 4th, Clifford in 5th. McIntosh has dropped away from Clifford, so it looks like 6th place will be settled for McIntosh. Peter James Smith having a good outing in 7th. Then you got Adam Piper on the mediums in 8th. Connor Hedden is starting to catch up with him now in for 9th place. And then you still got the Laser Tool boys, the Laser Tool and Team Hard boys, 10th down to 13th. Now Nashville's gone ahead of Liam New, and there's Ash Sharp still there in 13th place.
Yeah, it's going to be all about P2 in the podium area. Ethan's very sideways around a lot of the place, but doesn't seem to hurt his speed that much.
Into the penultimate corner. Looks like he's catching up on Clements here. Although, making saying that, he's got on the grass, so to the Schauler, kind of followed the same line as Ethan. Now they're going to be starting the penultimate lap there. Ethan actually using all of the curb there. He's trying to get by Clements for second spot. He's definitely trying, and you can't blame him. Meanwhile, someone has gone off. That'd be McIntosh. I think McIntosh has made a mistake. Yeah, he's down in 9th place. Oh, and he must have spun it at Westfield. Did he hit the curb and it auto spin? I have seen that in previous races in other leagues before, but you could have the auto spin curb at Westfield. I think that might have been what happened to Xavier, but disappointment there for the 2-time winner this season, Xavier McIntosh. fact, he may lose ninth spot to Leon Welsh if he's not careful. And we know that is Leon's favourite place to dive bomb his car in there. We have seen that from previous seasons before. So that's put Peter James Smith now into 6th, Piper into 7th, Connor Heron in 8th, and like I said, McIntosh down now in 9th place. As the field are making well, the leader still just into clearways. Oh, just got a little sideways, just stick a little rear tyre out the grass. Could have been a bit of an issue there. The gap's slowly coming down, but it's not too much of an issue though for Edwards. If he can hold on, it'll be his 5th win of the season.
Yeah, Clements has had to go defensive a couple times in this lap. Ethan's been alongside, but not been able to do much, so it's going to be a very, very nervy final lap for Clements because Graham's got a good run now.
Here we go then, starting the last lap then of the first race, and again Ethan going using the racing line at Paddock Hill. Chris there trying to defend it. Now will Ethan go for a lunge then at Druids? No, he doesn't. He goes back onto the racing line. Hoping it's going to be fair, clean racing between these two. Now is Ethan trying to go for an overlap, which he didn't. Sticks in behind Chris. Now down in Graham Hill, and watch out for Schauler there. Ethan just a little bit under power, just a tad bit too early. Fully like oversteered in the middle of the corner. But Schauler's there to pick up the pieces if Clements and Ethan was to mess up though.
Something's happened to Piper, he's down to 9th.
Oh yeah, Piper, yeah. And we'll have a look, we'll see what happened. Gonna have a look at a quick replay. So making his way in towards Druids. Oh, the back end just slid out. You used all of the curb on the exit, and that allowed McIntosh to go through.
Yeah, I wonder how Heron managed to get through as well though initially. Maybe he made another mistake which let Heron through.
Well, Clements has got one more corner to go to hold on to 2nd place, but it's been a dominant drive though for Edwards, and it's what he needed to get his 3rd title if he can get it here. But anyway, Edwards wins the first race of the night. Clements will get 2nd, Ethan Graham gets 3rd, Schauler 4th, Luke Clifford gets a top 5, good effort from him, and then it's Peter James Smith there, great out in there. It's his 2nd meeting of his career, and he gets a top 6, great effort there from Peter, and definitely a lot better than what he did in the Nürburgring last week. Connor Heron gets 7th, McIntosh gets 8th, Piper will cross the line 9th, closely followed by Leon Welsh. Then we've got to wait 11 seconds to wait for Roy Nashel to come across the line in the Scirocco, the Team Hard car. Here he comes then, crossing the line in P11, then followed by his teammate Liam New, and then there's our Sharp bringing up the rear in 13th place and last. So there you go. So Edwards gets his 5th win of the season. Clements needed what he had to do, get 2nd place, and he did it, and he, that was a great pass on Ethan what he did.
Yeah, I think all folks now in race 2, I think Clements has to somehow beat Piper, because I think if he doesn't, that gap could go up to 8, maybe 9 points, depending on the fastest lap. And starting at the back on medium tyres for the pair of them, I'm not sure if he can get 9 points worth of places ahead.
Oh, yeah, possibly. So will you do the unofficial results while I total up the points then for the 2nd race?
I can indeed. So Edwards wins 4.4 seconds from Clements, then Graham rounds out the podium, Schauler takes 4th, Clifford 5th, Peter James Smith 6th for Paramax Racing, Heron 7th, McIntosh and Piper 8th and 9th. They seem to have very, very up and down races. Leon Welsh 10th, Roy Nashall in 11th, Liam New 12th, and then rounding out Ash Sharp 13th place for Laser Tools Racing with a Edwards fastest lap on lap 5.
So it's the championship as it is. As I said there, Lewis Edwards leads now by 5 points over Chris Clements. Ethan Graham on 203. He's got a 16-point advantage over Adam Piper, but he does have those medium tyres out the way. He's going to go on super softs for the last 2. Connor Heron on 176, Rob Schauler on 175, and Xavier McIntosh 169. 4 of those... 48. Let me just check to see Piper's point. 48, 30. So basically, Piper, Heron, Schauler and McIntosh have now been mathematically eliminated from winning the Drivers' Championship. It's now technically a 3-horse race for the Drivers' Championship. Edwards, Clements and Graham. And going in towards the second race, you know, what does Clement need to do? He needs to make a better start than what he did in race 1.
Yeah, I personally think he needs to find a way to beat Edwards this race, like I said. Because to be at the back on mediums and to try and beat him for potentially 9 points worth of places, that would be tough in race 3. Because, I mean, when you're on the medium tyres, you're what? On average, you're looking at like maybe a 5th place, a 6th place. The occasional podium sometimes happens, but I think he needs to try and beat Edwards this race.
Also, just knowing about the team's championship as well, Sicily has now extended the championship now to 21 points. They now have 438 to Team BMW's 417. So we're going to get the penultimate race underway. And the drivers that have to use the medium tyres in race 2 are Peter James Smith and Schauler. We forgot to mention there too that Piper, Heron, New, Nashel and Welsh all raced on the mediums. So it's only just going to be 2 on the mediums in this race. It'll be Peter James Smith and Rob Schauler, as Ethan Stein starting soon. For those that are new to the championship, the second race is based on the first race results. So meaning it will be Edwards leading, followed by Clements and Graham third. Then it'll be Schauler, Luke Clifford, who was 6th again, Peter James Smith. Then 7th was Connor Heron, 8th was McIntosh, 9th was Piper, Leon Welsh, Nashel, New and Sharp. There you go. My memory helped. That's a good thing.
At least you have one, because I don't.
I think Clement there was just trying to make his practice starts there. I would be so nervous in his position. I know exactly how you feel there, Chris, because I was absolutely bricking it on Sunday with my football team, but you know, I've gotten over it now, so I'm happy with that. Oh, someone has spun. What's happened here? Oh, that's Piper.
That's Piper.
Yeah, that's typical. Now, now that Piper is now mathematically eliminated, do you think he should help out? Even though he's starting 8th on the grid, so he's got some work to do to catch up to Clements, but I know I've said this the last 2 weeks, but do you think something's clicked in his head to try and help out Clements?
I don't know if something's clicked or we've all been saying, what the hell are you doing? Why are you not helping your teammate? But I think he realises now it's basically Clements and Edwards, and it's about how effective your teammate can be. Of course, Adam's a bit out of sync because he's had to start back in 8th. And of course, he then has to make his way back up to those 3. By the time he does that, I don't think he's going to be a factor in this race. And then he's going to be on the Super Softs for race 3 when they're all on the mediums, so... Whereas Graham's going to be sort of with Clements every race, I don't think Piper's going to be in that much of a position to help, because he's out of sync with everyone.
Just check there, yeah, so Peter's on the mediums, as she shallows as well, yeah. Oh, just makes contact with Piper at Westfield. So really, it's just a straight up fight for 3rd place in the championship. Ethan on 203, Piper on 187. You could also see Connor Heron and Schauler and McIntosh are sort of in the mix. Well, I don't know about McIntosh, but Schauler is just about, as well as Connor, in fairness too. And Piper finished 2nd in the championship last season. Best he could do was possibly 3rd. If he can get a great race too, and he's just got to rely on Ethan making a mistake, which we have seen from time and time again. So here we go then. 2nd race of 3, the penultimate round of the championship. And like I said, it is based on the race 1 results. So it'll be Edwards, Clements, Graham, Schauler, Clifford, Smith, Heron, McIntosh, Piper, Welsh, Nashel, Lou and Sharp. And another 12 laps around the Grand Prix circuit. Chris Clements has got to make a better start than what he did in the first race. The problem is he's got the outside line, so if Gray makes a good start, he can overtake him into once Paddock Hill. Lights out and away we go for the second start. And again, Clements didn't get a good jump. Yet again, Edwards gets a great start there. Graham goes to the outside of Paddock Hill. Doesn't do it just yet, though. Meanwhile, the field then screaming away down up Halewood Hill. And looks like it's a decent start there for Piper. He's already gained 2 spots around the outside of McIntosh, which will convert to the inside for Graham Hill. So that's 2 positions gained now for Piper. What he needed there, so that's 2 cars he's got out of the way. Now he's got Clifford to do. Showler's now into 3rd place. So that would be a blessing in disguise there for Clements. Although Graham has got it back again. But it looks like now the top 2 have just drifted away from Ethan. It's 1.3 seconds of drift from Clements to Graham. So it's now a straight out shootout between the top 2 of the championship. And Clements makes a fake look on the inside at Hawthorne, trying to out maneuver Edwards. But that didn't happen. Into Westfield. And then up against Dingledale. Then into Sheens. They go for the first time in race 2. And now there's a little bit of daylight. Not too much though. And Edwards still holding on. Clements 2nd. Graham 3rd. Showler 4th. Clifford 5th. Piper in 6th position. And he's all over the back of Luke Clifford as they're on that little short straightaway in the last corner. Turn 9 at Clear Race. Let's ride on board with Piper. And he's all over the back of the MSB Motorsports driver. Makes a look to the inside. But that Renault, again, we see time and time again, that Renault is super quick on the streets. He's actually gone through. Oh, and then off goes Clifford there. So P5 now for Piper. Mistake there from Luke Clifford. He just got on a bit too hot into Paddock Hill. And that's him lost there. Now we've got Piper and Showler. Teammates back in season 12 they were.
Yeah, just wondering what's happened between the likes of Nashall, Sharp and Smith, because they're all very far off the pack, so I wonder if something's happened between those 3 on the first lap.
And something else happened to Peter Smith. Did you say Peter Smith's name as well? Because he's down in the last spot now.
Yeah, Smith, Sharp and Nashall.
Okay.
I wonder if those 2 have come together. It's Piper actually looking at Showler now.
And here comes Head, and he's going to have a look on the inside. Oh, is he going to make it around the outside? No way, that's actual brave. He's done it too. What a pass from Piper. Well, it's what he needed to do. Piper, he started 8th. Oh, caught ahead, and he's gone a little bit on the gravel. Watch out for McIntosh there. He's there in the mix too. And look at Liam New. He's looking very racy. Into Sheens now. Up to 8th place now for Liam New. Good start from him. But that's what Piper needed. He started 8th, he's up to 4th, and now can he catch up to Graham?
That's possible. There's only 2 seconds between them, so he's actually done well, because it was so easily possible that by the time he could have got through, there could have been, 3 laps left, 4 seconds behind, but he's made good progress, and he's given himself a chance, which is the important thing. Whether he takes it, we'll have to see.
Connor Hedden in 5th, McIntosh 6th, Showler now down to 7th place. He was 3rd by the end of the first lap. So not good then from Rob. Although, like I says, he is on the medium side. He's only 1 of 2. Peter James Smith is the other. Now, that's a beautiful camera angle there. Looks like New and Leon Welsh may have had a bit of contact on the Cooper Street. And Leon now up into that 8th spot, so Liam now relegated to 9th. And there's Clifford after making a mistake at Paddock Hill down in 10th. As Sharp is now 11th. Looks like Peter James Smith and Nashall now side by side, the 2 rookies going at it. And this is only for P12.
Yeah, fighting throughout the field, and yeah, Showler's gone a bit wide. He might start facing some pressure from the likes of Welsh and New quite soon, as he's on the mediums and he doesn't really be able to keep it on the road.
Yeah, Leon's he's found something in that car, and he's definitely catching up. Mr. Watch your brake balance there, Leon Welsh. What do you think of Leon's season has it been for him? I know he's missed a couple of meetings, but when he was been racing, what do you think of him this season?
We know what Leon's capable of. On his day, he's a podium contender. He's done it before many times, finishing on the podium. I think he's adapting to the Mazda, which has taken him longer than he would have liked. But if he goes in it again next season, maybe he goes in the new car for next season, he might find himself a bit further up the grid, because he's looked very quick this event, which he hasn't for some of the others throughout the season.
I've just seen in the chat there, Daxman saying, yo guys, how you doing, Daxy? Hope you're still watching. I've only just noticed that there because I've still got the track map and the points here. Again, more crucially though, Edwards still has the fastest lap, but the gap is half a second, 6/10 though. Then you've got Ethan 2.4 seconds adrift, but Piper not really catching to Ethan. So that could be he might actually fall into the clutches of Connor Heron in 5th position. Because Connor looks like he's flying.
Catching. Yeah, Connor's catching. His last 2 laps have been faster. We'll have to see what their times compare to on this lap, lap 4, but it certainly looks like Heron is catching and could put some pain to Adam.
Up the Brabham Street to start lap 5 out of 12. Connor Heron on board with him. I mean,
3/10 faster last lap.
Yeah, and the gap is coming down now to 6/10. I think, you know, in terms of being one of the standout drivers, I mean, you have to give it to Connor Heron. You know, when you said making the transition from, what did he drive again? The BMW, wasn't it? BMW to the Renault. It's been a success, really.
Yeah, so a lot of people get in the front wheel drives and just instantly sink. They don't know how to drive them, they struggle. But Connor has just jumped in it and been quicker than he's arguably ever been before, so showing how it's done.
We did see him have good pace at when he made his debut back in Spa when but then he kind of went into a lull, and then he made a few mistakes. Like we did see season 13 at Goodwood, you know, made so many mistakes, and even in this track as well, he spun the car from second place many times in the reverse grid, but he's just got this car in where he wants it. He just, you know, he's got the feel of it, and you can tell that he's driving with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, the Renault is the harder of the 2 front-wheel drives to adapt to, and we're even seeing now Luke Clifford is now starting to get really up to grips with it. We saw him 5th in the last race. He got a podium the other week, so they're starting to get into it, both of these guys in their front-wheel drive cars. They're getting used to them, and they're really showing some good pace.
Now then, Clements is caught up now to Edwards. It was about half a second. He's really laid on the brakes at Druids and nearly getting to the back of Edwards. There is 5 points separating them. Fastest lap though goes to Clements. He's got that bonus point for the fastest lap. So technically it would be 4, but then, you know, Edwards still got the win in hand, so that, and Clements in second, so that'd be an extra 3 points there. So the gap will possibly be, what, 7 points going into the finale as it is. But Clements has got to find a way by Edwards, and he's looking racy right now.
Yeah, because if Clements can take win and fastest lap, it's back down to the 1 point, and then it just literally becomes a who can get higher up from the back of the grid on mediums. And we've seen recently, Chris has actually been very good at that. He'll do an opening lap in race 3 and he'll be up somewhere, so, you know, the upper midfield.
It's just a case of Chris has to, if he can get the win from Edwards, like he says, the championship will be down to 1 point, but he's got to finish at least 2 positions ahead of Edwards. That's the only issue, because if they were both tied on points, Edwards would still win because he's got more wins than Clements. Clements has only got 1. Edwards has that win today, which puts him on 4 wins. So it's definitely all to play for. And Chris, where do you think? What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he's going to wait and force a mistake from Lewis, or is he just going to set up a move to try and overtake him some point?
I don't think a mistake's likely to come from Edwards. He doesn't make too many of them. But when you look backwards, he has 4 seconds to Graham, so they have that time. They can afford to start fighting if needs be, so I think he's going to try to set something up eventually. You can see him taking different lines, Edwards into the corners, trying to maybe get better exits.
Back on board then with Clements, and he can see his championship protagonist just ahead of him. And Ethan 3.7 adrift. Again, Edwards really driving like a man possessed. They're using all of the lines on the exit, the corners into Sheen. Car getting a little sideways, gets a couple of wheels on the grass. He doesn't want to keep doing that. That will compromise him a little bit of time. But you can see Lewis is definitely trying. You can't fault him for doing it. He's definitely pushing.
Yeah, when your rival's tucked up in the toe, you can't really do anything other than give it 100%, and 5 laps to go. If Chris can get his way through, it's going to be a lot easier for him to try and take this title, because if he finishes behind, it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, it's going to be nearly an insurmountable. Well, he tries, but it's going to be a rundown then as we start, as we're in the second half of race 2. So Edwards leads, Clement second, Ethan Graham in third, then Piper not really catching up to Ethan in fourth, but although he is pulling away from Connor Herring in fifth, McIntosh in sixth. Luke Clifford has now recovered up into 7th place now from the moment that he had, although he's gone off on the Exeter Druids and he could lose that 7th to Liam New. 8th place is, like I said, is New. Leon Welsh is 9th, Showler in 10th, Ash Sharp in 11th, 12th is Roy Nashel, and Peter James Smith must have made a mistake that we haven't seen, unfortunately. He's back down in last position. Back up front with the 2 though, still nose to tail. Clements is keeping Edwards very honest. Piper in 4th position.
I think Graham's made a mistake. He's 5 seconds behind and now Piper's 1 behind.
Yeah, he must have, yeah. Now, can Piper smell blood or try and catch up, at least give him a second win to get up to Graham, at least out for the team's championship in the process? Don't forget though, when it comes to the finale of the last race of the season, the top 3, Edwards, Clements and Graham, are going to be starting the mediums. Piper's going to start on softs. So the team's championship and even Piper's quest for 3rd place in the drivers' championship is not over just yet.
No, if he can find a way past Graham, it doesn't look like he quite has the pace to. Graham's starting to pull back away again. Of course, Adam as well. He'll be on the super softs, but he'll be starting pretty near the back and have to work his way through.
Let's have a look at the top 2 there. Still 3/10 separating them. Ethan 5.5 adrift. It is pretty much a 2-horse race now for the win. And again, Ethan putting a couple of wheels on the grass. Now shortcutting the whole of Westfield. Now at Dingledale into Sheens. Again, more grass being kicked up from Edwards on the exit of that corner too. Into Sterling's. More grass being kicked up. And looks like Clements has got to run this time. He's getting closer, down to 2/10 now. He's got to find a way by because time is nearly running out. 3 laps to go now. He got a good run though on the exit of Clearways into Clark Curve. Now Edwards looks like he's going to go defensive in Paddock Hill. Lap 10 out of 12. Again, Clements just holding the race in line. He's showing a little bit of patience there. Maybe try and force a mistake from Edwards, which, like he says, he hasn't done a lot of it. Again, tries to go late braking into Druids, but he was too far back.
Yeah, Edwards actually did make a mistake into turn 1. They went a bit too hot, but Clements followed him. And if Clements had managed to take the racing line, he might have been able to swoop underneath, but
he's getting
mistake.
He's getting closer this time. Will he get good speed though out of Surtees? Looks like he just about can. Gap again still decreasing as it goes down. 3-0, 2-8, 2-7. It's just not that many. It's not that long straightaway though to try and get a pass going. Is this an opportunity now? Is this an opportunity? He goes to the inside then. At Westfield. Edwards side by side. They are now into Dingledale. Oh, this is absolutely huge here for the championship. Clements needs to get by him. He waited patiently into Shinkev and he's through. Clements into the lead, and that's what he needed.
Yeah, this is huge for the championship. Now it's a case of can he stay there. He's got 2 laps, so about 3 minutes to just hold on.
But Edwards, I will promise you, Edwards will not give it up without a fight. Although Clements will start dead last, Edwards will start 12th on the grid for the finale, and they're both on the medium tyres, but that is crucial. Clements ahead of Edwards. The gap will now be back down to 1 point for the finale.
Yeah, holding fastest lap as well. It's going to be a crazy 2 laps.
Oh, you can just see Edwards really wants that first place back there. On board with Edwards. He's trying to look any which way, but he just can't get by. Gets into the back of Clements there. Now you can see the aggression starting to come out of Edwards there. He's going to race hard now to get that first place back.
Yeah, he knows that if Clements gets the win, it's basically a straight shootout in race 3. And then it's not really as much in your hands anymore, because race 3 is very much a luck of the draw, how far you can get forward.
About a lap and a half to go then to Clement get his second win, but it'll probably be the most important win of his BTCC career. I mean, Ethan Nova has gained at least a second on them, but it's still going to be too little too late for him to upset this party for the lead.
Yeah, Piper's on Graham.
Oh, indeed he is there, on board with the other BMW driver. So we got then BMW first and fourth. It's got Sicily second and third. Connor Heddon still holding on to third place. Then McIntosh in fourth. And Clifford, who made the mistake of had to kill early on in the race. So good effort that actually. But the lead is there side by side then. In towards the last lap. Clements may lost the lead there. There's a bit of contact there. Has Edwards got an overlap? No, he doesn't. Clements just holding off there. But that was nearly a position gained back from Edwards. And he is all over the back of him. Last lap then in this race, the race 2. Everything to play for the championship and the team's championship.
Yeah, Clements gotten a bit hot and Edwards almost just got his nose in. Clements crucially just got
Oh, he made a mistake. Edwards made a mistake there. Touched the grass on the exit of Coopers. Sorry, that's Surtees. My apologies. And the gap is just coming down now. So, again, not long of a straightaway. And he can't catch up again to Clements. But this is huge. He's got a good run, though, out of Hawthorne Bend into Westfield. He's all over the back of the WSR BMW. Oh, this is going to be so tight here. I mean, again, I do apologise to the other races that we're not showing any coverage of them, but I mean, this is just so intense here as we've got the last round to go. Clements and Edwards still hammered and tongue for the lead. Clements has got one more corner to go. He hugs on the right side of the track. Lewis tries to go for the crisscross. Nearly gets onto the grass. They're going to be side by side. This could be a photo finish here for the line. Who's going to take it? Is it Clement or is it going to be Edwards? It is Clements by 700ths of a second. Edwards will hold on to just barely gets second place. Ethan gets third, Piper fourth, Connor Heddon gets fifth place. Sixth place to cross the line will be Xavier McIntosh. Just a boring day out there for him, but he'll be happy with seventh place. Clifford will finish seventh. Good recovery from the moment he had on the opening lap. Liam New gets eighth. Leon Wells gets ninth. Schauler in the first of the medium tyres. Sharp has gone careening off there on the Brabham straightaway, but he will still get 11th place nonetheless. 12th place for Roy Nashel, and then here comes he's crossing the line right now, and then here comes Peter James Smith to cross the line in 13th place, and he will start on the pole for the finale. But that was absolutely huge. 600ths then separated Clements' win to Edwards in second place, and the championship is back to 1 point. Oh,
yeah,
what do you think? Yeah,
you talk about close coming into the championship, into the final round with 1 point. We're now to the final race with 1 point, so it effectively just becomes a straight shootout.
You want to do the results then? Will I do the points again?
Yeah. So, crucially, it is Clements who wins from 600ths ahead of Edwards, putting that championship gap back down to 1. Graham takes third, holding off Piper. Heron 5th, McIntosh 6th, Clifford takes 7th, Liam New 8th, Leon Welsh in 9th place, Rob Schauler on the medium tyres in 10th, Sharp 11th, Roy Nashall 12th, and Peter James Smith in 13th place, also on the medium tyres.
I only just noticed there too that the top 5 of the championship coming in towards this race, the second race, all finished 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And the only difference, though, was Edwards was second and Clements was first. But the points then, like I said, as it stands then, going into the final race, Edwards on 252, Clements on 251. Ethan Graham has pretty much got third place wrapped up in the championship, and Adam Piper on 200. So that's third place sorted for Ethan Graham. Connor Heddon on 187, Rob Schauler is on 181. And his teammate McIntosh, who finished 6th there, is on 179. Now for the team's championship, let me just total this up here. So,
just let everyone know.
Yeah, please do. So for the team's championship, Sicily are on, I want to say that is 484 points to Team BMW's 451. The gap is still going up. It's now 27 points in the team's championship. So Sicily, and you know, there's a bit of parity now between Sicily to Team BMW. But if the Sicily drivers at Edwards and Graham don't slip up, then they've got the team's championship. But, you know, Edwards, Clements, they started the race, they started the evening with 1 point. And coming into the last round of the championship, there is still 1 point. Who you going for? Who you rooting for?
I'm going to go for an underdog story. I'm going to go for Clements.
Really? You're going for Clements? You want to get his first ever championship? Oh, this will be... Ooh.
The underdog story.
Yeah, the underdog story, yeah. Clements saying now, Jesus Christ. Edward saying, oh, Chris, that was amazing, mega. And Ash is saying, having a John Cleland 1999 feeling. Do you get that? Because I do.
I was only 3 in 1999, so no.
Oh God! I tell you what, did you know I'm disappointed? There's 4 people that's watching this, and the title is coming down to the last race. They're all on the medium tyres. You could say though, crucially though, Edwards will be ahead of Clements. But again, Clements, he's got to nail the start. He didn't do it in the first race. He didn't do it in the second race. Now's the best time to make your best start, I reckon.
It's like we saw Fernando Alonso saying after the Grand Prix, a start, it's not even calculated, it's just instinct and reaction, and just a split decision about do you go inside, do you go outside, do you go the middle, do you put yourself in this gap, can be the difference between staying in 13th or being somewhere like 7th after the first few corners. So I think the start's going to have a huge part to play in it, because we saw in that race the pace isn't that much different, and also it's going to be a case of what part can Graham play. Piper's going to be a bit further ahead, but on the Supers, so I don't think he's going to be a factor unless he wants to completely sacrifice his race.
Yeah, I think Clements really needs Piper's help. He really does, because you know what, like we said at the start of the stream, we know what Ethan's qualities is, because he knows he's a team racer. There's the 2 of them, the 2 championship protagonists there side by side, giving them a bit of respect for one another here. This is setting this out for a real good one. They're doing like a double file celebration here by the looks of it. But if more than anything, if Clements needs help, he needs Piper. He really, really needs Piper.
Yeah, it can't become a 2v1, because then that fully falls into Edwards' hands.
Here we go then, the last race, race 18 out of 18, reverse grid order from the race 2 results. So it is Peter James Smith, Nashel, Sharp, Schauler, Welsh, New, Clifford, McIntosh, Heron, Piper, Graham, Edwards and Clements. This is it. The last 12 laps of the season. Who is going to get the title? Will it be Edwards? Will it be Clements? Will Sicily get the team's championship, or will it be Team BMW? We'll find out in 12 laps time. Lights down, away we go. Good start there from the second row from Sharp, and he will lead his way into the field. So too will Schauler. So the Mazda drivers will go first and second. Maybe Leon Walsh will make it Laser Tools 1 and 3. As off goes Nashel. That's not what he wanted there. So disappointment there for the Team Hard driver, the winner in the race 3 race at the Nürburgring last week. But Schauler into the lead. Sharp second. Third now goes Leon Walsh, although he will probably want second place. Maybe just about though. The Laser Tool drivers there side by side, and more crucially though, Edwards up to 7th. Where is Clements? He's down in 11th. More crucially though, Edwards is ahead of Piper, and he's under some severe threat from Conor Heron in that 9th spot.
Yeah, Clements took the inside, Edwards took the outside, and it, like I said before, it proved to be very, very beneficial for Edwards.
And Now Piper's down into 9th position, but he's got to get by Edwards in a hurry. Don't forget, those two had an absolute mammoth titanic battle at the Nürburgring last week, as Edwards trying to make a look around the outside of McIntosh, down in towards Dingle for the first time in the finale of race 3. Oh, he's got to be careful! He's got to be very careful there. He went out on the grass, and out goes Graham. That was what Clements needed. Ethan Graham is now out of the equation, and now Edwards is on the grass. He had to avoid someone. 3 abreast now, and Clements is ahead. Clements is ahead now.
Oh, this is getting spicy, and Piper is behind Clements, and how hard is Piper whipping?
Yeah, I mean, well, he's in the best position here. Who's that going wide there? That's Sharp. Sharp's going a little wide. Through on the inside will go Liam New. But again, Adam Piper, he's got to play the team role. He's got his teammate ahead. But more crucially, though, Clements will win the championship if he can hold on. Just saying that though, there's like another 11 laps to go as Liam New gets a little mistake out on the Cooper straight away. Now Clements late diving on the inside of McIntosh, makes contact nearly with McIntosh into the Cooper Surtees that was, down towards Pilgrim's Drop. Clements is on the outside, he should have been on the inside. Has he got the speed though? Look at the absolute titanic battle there. Double fire was like watching the NASCAR. It's a Daytona. Contact there with McIntosh and Clements. Oh, keep it clean, keep it clean, keep it clean. It's McIntosh is not giving that 7th place up without a fight, and through 6th place around the outside goes Clements.
Yeah, and you think Piper should be able to get through in the super softs, and that puts 2 cars between.
Oh, and Sharp's gone off. Sharp's off, and he's going to come right across. Oh my goodness me, that's a huge moment there. Oh, these went into Peter Smith there too. More cars going off into the gravel trap. It's absolute carnage in the last race of the season.
So crazy.
It's the alarm's got my arm's going off.
Yeah, Piper should probably get through on McIntosh, and what helps Piper is he's on the super soft tyres. So if Edwards mounts some sort of attack, Piper's the grip to respond.
Oh God, what an ending to the season there. As Adams, sorry, Sharp's gone off and had a kill. I think you're gonna have to do a bit of commentating and just do some.
I'll try. As Scheffler leads 1.7 seconds from Welsh. We've seen Scheffler lead before here and get past with a few laps to go. We might have a bit more luck today. But McIntosh fell back. That puts just Piper between Clements and Edwards. And this is gonna be what we focus on. I actually think for once Adam is going to play the team game here. Doesn't look like he wants to attack too much. Because 5th place for Chris gets him 11 points. If Edwards gets away through on Piper, and they come 5th and 6th, that wins it for Edwards because it would be a tie. So basically, unless they're in the top 5, Chris needs to finish, the top 4, as in Clements is 4th. He needs to finish 2 ahead. Because 4th to 5th is the first spot where 2 points is the gap. In fact, Clements actually, it looks like he might be catching up to Liam New ahead, so if he could get himself into 4th place, that would be a big help. Even if he beat... Oh, something's happened to Piper. Piper's had an incident, and Edwards is now the car behind Clements. This is massive for the championship. That puts Edwards into title-winning contention here. I don't know what happened to Edwards. Sorry, Piper. He's down to 8th and 9th place.
I'm back again. I do. Oh, so what's happened now? So where did Piper go?
I don't know. He disappeared coming onto the start-finish straight. I wonder if he's at the gravel.
He's down in 9th position. Again, my mum forgot to hang the shank out and there's been loads of smoking, so we're not on fire, that's a good thing. But there, I just noticed there too that Clements is in 5th and Edwards in 6th. It's not good enough though for Clements to win the championship. He needs to get ahead of Liam New though, that's the problem. If he can get ahead of New, then Clements has got the championship again. But there is still like another 8 or so laps to go in this race. And I just hope to God that the flipping fire alarm's going to go off.
what could help Edwards here is New is a good friend of Edwards and Graham, so hopefully there's no foul play of outside involvement. Hopefully it's just fair racing, but if Clements wants to win it now, he needs to hope Edwards falls back, or that Clements can gain another spot, because, as I said, that Piper might be doing the team game, he absolutely threw it away.
Yeah, there it is, and he hasn't made an improvement on Ethan, even though Adam is on the faster tyre. And he still just can't find a way by that other BMW, and again, Ethan trying to protect his line, his position, sorry. Oh, McIntosh fully sideways on the exit of Druids there, and he's going to compromise it at Graham Hill. But what's happening now? Clements is through! Clements is through now! So that's 4th position for Clements. But the problem is, though, is Edwards is all over the back of Liam New, and it's going to be a matter of time. If he can get by New, he's got the championship back up again.
Yeah, like we say, New a good friend. Hopefully he doesn't just jump out of the way or try silly moves. Hopefully it's a fair, clean race. But Clements needs Piper to start making some progress back up to them, because he's on the super softs.
I tell you what, this is going to be the longest 6 or 7 laps of Clements' career, I can promise you that. But there is still time for Edwards to make a pass on New, though. We're still in the first half of the finale, though. Although doing that is not going to help, as the fire alarm has finally gone off. Graham has, yep, just looking there, and now has Piper got through. He's going to go around the outside at clearways, and he's going to slam the door in Ethan's face, although is he going to give it back? No, he's not. So that's 8th place now. What's the gap then from Piper to Edwards? It is about 3 seconds as we start lap 6 now. As looks, oh, Clements is off! Clements has gone off! He's off into the kitty litter, Paddock Hill! The pressure has actually come to Chris Clements now. Did he have some help, or did he lose it by himself? There looked like there was some contact there.
That's going to be huge.
I think there might have been a bit of contact. Oh, but the alarm's back on again. Let's have a look at a replay. So New was on the outside. There was a slight contact there.
Yeah, door-to-door contact, so I think mostly that has just got to go down to a Clements mistake.
Oh, so absolute vital for the championship there, and Edwards in 5th. It's good enough to get his 3rd title, but yeah, it's a shame that it had to end like that, unfortunately. But you know, the race is not over. Edwards can make a mistake. We have seen it before, although very rarely.
He does have a torpedo bearing down on him on super soft tyres, though.
Yeah, he does there, and Piper is really catching McIntosh in a hurry as well. McIntosh is also on the medium tyres, and he's through, back into 6th position. So, 3.6 seconds is the deficit now to Edwards to Piper. But more crucially, though, Clements with that mistake, he's now nearly 9 seconds away from Edwards. And he will be absolutely kicking himself.
Yeah, he will be, because it was very possible that if Piper caught up and got ahead of Edwards, even if he'd lost the place to New, it could have been the championship for Clements, so...
Oh, and there goes New.
Paddock.
New made a mistake there.
Paddock, even if it was through the contact, was a terrible way for it to go.
I don't know if Liam New was doing like an indicator, like an Andy Jordan sort of thing, to indicate out of the way to allow Lewis Edwards to get into that 4th position. And now it's just, it's just a huge and probable task here for Clements if he could do anything to catch up, which I just don't think he can.
Yeah, I think he's gonna need a Edwards mistake or a Piper special.
Meanwhile, let's not take away here. Schauler is still leading the race. Leon Welsh is on course for a win here. He's still a second away. And Connor Heron is quite a bit away. It's going to be another potential podium position for Connor Heron. I would say my standout drive of the season for me would be this guy, Connor Heron. But again, Edwards in 4th. Liam New in 5th. Piper in 6th. And he's not really catching to Liam New in 5th place.
No, he's not had much patience getting through, but Liam Welsh is almost into the toe of Schouler now. He was closing at the start of the race and then it sort of evened out about 1 second, but Welsh might have a chance at winning this race from Schouler.
Be quite nice for Liam Welsh to get a win. Mr. What your brake balance here.
It could also be nice for Schouler after he had one potentially stolen away at Autopolis.
Oh, 2 potentially, you know? Yeah, he could have 2 wins took away. He did, well actually he did. He did have 2 wins taken away from him. Just all down to contact on the last lap in the middle of race 2. So Schouler won that win to avenge the problems at Autopolis. Liam Welsh is looking for his first win of the season and make it a 9th different winner in the 18 rounds we've had. And he's got a great run, hasn't he? Look at that. Look at Leon. He's looking really racing.
Yeah, equal cars. So, like I said when you're away, Schouler has a history of leading a race 3 here and then being caught and passed with a few laps to go. I did it to him in season... I think I did it to him last season. Lewis did it to him this season at Indy. He's got a bit of a curse around here of losing wins with a few laps to go.
He does a bit, yeah. He'll hopefully try and eradicate that. Luckily, the fire alarm has gone off now. I'm hoping. But Leon
stops.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It was all happening in my kitchen.
News past Edwards again.
Well, I mean, that's not too much of a big issue because, you know, Clements is nowhere in sight. What's the gap of Piper? Down to 2.4 seconds. The gap is coming down, but, you know, there's about 3.5 laps to go. I don't know what Piper can do. He shouldn't punt off Edwards to try and make it this championship a bit extraordinarily close, but I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm speechless there when Clements made the mistake at Paddock Hill. I'd be absolutely gutted about that. And he's not really catching.
The only legal thing Piper can do is if he somehow gets ahead is just sort of park on the apex and slow Edwards up.
Oh, pretty much like a Rosberg at Abu Dhabi 2016. Yeah.
He can try and do that and back everyone up, but he would need to go very, very slow because, I mean, Clements is about 8 or 9 seconds behind them, and in 3 laps,
the only problem for Piper, though, is that New is still just ahead of Edwards, so would he have to get by New too, or can he just try and force away by Edwards and then try and slow down the field? We've got 3 laps to go now.
Piper actually sets the fastest lap of the race. That's 1 point back to WSR.
I hope for the team still. Oh, Liam New's gone off a little wide there. I don't know if he had a bit of help. So that's 4th place there. Was that another Andy Jordan indicating sort of moment? Let's see. Let's right then with Liam. Did he get into the... Did Lewis get into the back? No, he just mistimed the braking. And through. Pretty much Christmas has come early for Edwards there, and he's gifted that 4th place. I wonder if that was a strategic thing, because like he says, with Edwards and Liam New being good friends, because he probably knew that Piper was on the faster tyre. Will he try and hold off Piper now?
Well, they're all in the same party chat, and I think Piper going purple, and now he's going even faster this lap. I think he would be able to find a way through on New, but of course the front-wheel drives, as we saw last week, are pretty damn quick in a straight line. You've got to try and get a bit creative or do it under braking.
Well, now Piper's freed himself away from Nasho in 9th and Ethan in 8th. As there is Clements, he's starting to close up on McIntosh, 1 point down to less than a second, but we're coming on with 2 more laps to go. And again, the lead is still going on between Schouler to Leon Welsh, and Connor Heron is also there too, 2.5 seconds. It was about 4 seconds. I've just noticed there too that Ethan Graham is on the inside of Natural, going into his Paddock Hill bend. That's P7. And I think also at this rate, Sicily will have the Drivers' Championship. Now, I've just seen ahead there, Piper, and Piper's actually bump drafting through helping Lewis Edwards to bump draft his way by Liam New.
Yeah, probably knows the front wheel drives are a bit of a threat as New's actually got a run on the inside.
And he's going to go really charge it in there. Bit of contact again. Piper will have the speed off the corner, down the Pilgrim's Drop into Hawthorne Hill. It's going to be side by side. It's going to allow Edwards to move away. He's going to drive away, actually, sorry, from from the battle for 5th place, and there's New got it. Can he stuck it around? No. Piper's through, but there is so little time for Piper to catch up to Edwards now and try and hold him off to help Clements.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's potentially going to somehow save Clements is
if
Liam's
Edwards
off.
Does
make a mistake.
Yeah, Liam makes a mistake on that's at Sheen, and I think Piper also made a mistake. No, he hasn't. My apologies. Clements is through. Clements is by McIntosh. As we start the last lap of the race, the leaders are just making their way in towards Druids, and it's still Schauler leading the way. Schauler hasn't won a race this season. Leon Walsh, has he won a Touring Car race? What's happened now?
Piper and Edwards contact.
Oh, he's trying now, isn't he? He's really trying. If I was Edwards, I'd just let Piper go by. Be smart. Well, actually saying that, he'll really hold up Edwards, wouldn't he? So, yeah. Don't say what I was saying now.
It was actually very lucky for Edwards because it was into the sort of rear quarter panel and he got a bit sideways. He could have gone fully off.
Whoa, was the contact there? Edwards running very wide at Surtees.
I think there was because Piper backed out of it, sort of as if to say, I've hit you, you can keep the place.
Meanwhile, the top two are still nose to tail. There's only less than a 10th separating. It's coming down to the last race of the season, the championship, and who's going to get their first win of the season? Will it be Schauler? Will it be Leon Wells? Sorry. As he's got to get a do-or-die manoeuvre, clearways onto Clark Curve, and will he get the run? I don't think he will. Schauler will, eradicate the demons that he had at Autopolis, and he will get his first win of the season. Leon Welsh gets his best finish of the season, second. Gone ahead and gets a 3rd place though, but the battle for 4th place and her 3rd Drivers' Championship. It was just a shame that Clements went off at Paddock Hill Bend. It would have been such an insane finish, but Lewis Edwards is the season 14 champion. He's a 3-time champion of the series. Piper 5th, Liam News 6th, Ethan Graham gets 7th, Roy Nasho in 8th place, McIntosh finishes in 9th place, what could have been, and Clements gets 9th, McIntosh gets 10th by just smashing Clements' back door in. We wait a long time for Luke Clifford to cross the line in P11. Here he comes then, across the line sideways he does, and then we wait for Ash Sharp to cross the line in P12, then followed by Peter James Smith, and Ash Sharp. God, my voice is gone again. I was right with what I was saying on the Facebook chat, but there you go, Sharp 12th, and here comes Peter Smith. No, Peter what? I forgot his name now.
James Smith, I think.
Peter James Smith, that was it, yeah. And he crosses the line in 13th place, but more importantly though, there is your champion, Lewis Edwards. He's a 3-time champion. He joins up the upper echelons of Jake Hill, and any other drivers that's won 3 times as well?
I think it's just Jake.
It's just Jake there. So yeah, Jake has won it 3 times back to back to back, and Lewis Edwards has made it 3 championship in 4 seasons. But my heart goes out to Clements for that. My heart goes out to him.
Yeah, it's almost like what happened to Camish in 2019. It's sort of, it's not how you would have liked to see it end. You would have liked to see it go down to them actually racing each other, but fortunately that's not how it was meant to be.
Yeah, and I think also just to confirm too that Sicily has also won the team's championship, so more of a good thing there for Lewis, because they also won it with Motorbase. They also won it with Team Parker Racing, so you could see Ethan Graham and Lewis are the dream team, aren't they? Yeah,
they're 2 race-winning drivers on a team together is always going to be hard to stop.
Well, then we also forgot to mention, who was your driver of the day? Well, I actually post up the race results, actually.
Yeah.
There we go then. Yeah, so Schauler wins, Leon Wells 2nd, Heron 3rd, Edwards 4th, and is the champion. Piper 5th, Liam New in 6th. Excuse me, my apologies there. Ethan Graham in 7th, Roy. Oh my God, my brain's gone dead now. What the fudge? It's just all completely fried from the championship. Anyway, Roy gets 8th, Clements 9th, McIntosh 10th, Clifford 11th, Sharp 12th, and that other guy in 13th. Anyway, have you decided on who was the driver of the day?
It'll have to be Edwards. with a first, a second, a fourth, and taking the championship.
I was so said that Connor ahead and had the fast lap of the race there. Good going there to Connor. So there you go. That has been season 14, and what a climax it's been there. Absolute thrilling right from start to finish there. Congratulations then to Lewis on picking up his third driver's title. Congratulations to Sicily for winning the team's championship. Season 15 is going to start when? A couple of weeks away?
Usually a 1 week break, but it'll be confirmed soon.
Yeah, and we're going to be using the 2006 cars. So if you remember back then, we're going to be racing those cars. No BMWs. The Hyundais are going to come back. It's going to be quite compelling to see what the Hyundais can do around there in the championship again, making their return. But yeah, what a thrilling season it's been, Liam.
Yeah, of course we started all the way back at Brands Indy with race 1, which was the possibly most boring race ever, and then to end the season with a climax like this is crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm hoping that you'll be back in the booth again with me next season, are you? Or are you deciding to go back in the back out there and get back in racing?
Too soon for me to get back into a car just yet.
Okay then, so that's confirmed. Liam's going to join me in the booth again for next season. Anyways, we'll end the stream here. What a season this has been. Probably the best that I've commentated for a long, long time, since back in season 8. But anyways, like I says, we'll end the stream. I've been Sean.
And I've been Liam.
And we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time for the start of season 15.